The air crackled with tension, not just from the imminent threat, but from the stark, unsettling clarity in his eyes. This wasn't the Captain America of parades and apple pie, the unwavering moral compass whose shield always seemed to deflect doubt. No, this was a soldier, his uniform worn, his gaze fixed, ready to make the hard choices, the ones that kept the world turning, even if it meant getting his hands a little dirty. This was Steve Rogers of Earth 1610, the ultimate Captain America, and his arrival redefined what it meant to be a hero in a world desperately craving one. In the vast tapestry of the multiverse, Earth 1610 emerged as a bold, often brutal, reimagining of familiar heroes. And at its core, the Ultimate Universe offered us a Captain America forged in a profoundly different crucible than his iconic Earth 616 counterpart. This was a Steve Rogers whose wartime experience was not merely heroic, but scarring, shaping him into a character who was undeniably dedicated to justice, yet significantly more aggressive, more pragmatic, and less prone to the idealistic pronouncements of his earlier iteration. Picture the backdrop, a world already grappling with the complexities of modern conflict, far removed from the clear-cut battle lines of World War II. When Ultimate Captain America was unfrozen, he didn't awaken to a world simply needing moral guidance, but one demanding tough decisions, where enemies weren't always obvious and the lines between right and wrong blurred with frightening regularity. His personality, born from the raw grit of a harsher global conflict, meant he approached problems with a soldier's directness. He understood sacrifice, not just in concept, but in its stark, immediate reality. This meant a willingness to make compromises, to adapt his strategies and even his rhetoric to achieve what he perceived as the greater good, even if it meant foregoing the pristine moral high ground. This fundamental shift allowed for an incredibly rich exploration of his core values. How would an unwavering dedication to justice manifest in a cynical post-9/11 world? For Ultimate Cap, it wasn't about delivering sermons from a pedestal, but about doing the hard, often unglamorous work of protecting humanity, even from itself. He frequently grappled with the moral ambiguities inherent in modern warfare. Consider the necessity of preemptive strikes, the ethics of enhanced interrogations, or the collateral damage that inevitably follows even the most precise operations. These were not theoretical debates for him. They were the grim realities he navigated. He was a man out of time, yes, but crucially, he was a man who learned to adapt to his new era, even as it challenged his very soul. His relationships with his teammates in the Ultimates reflected this pragmatism. He respected power, understood the need for decisive action, and didn't shy away from confrontation, whether with villains or with his own allies, if he felt it served the ultimate mission. This wasn't a character who merely fought evil. He fought for a functional peace, even if it meant confronting the uncomfortable truths of a world that had moved beyond simple heroism. His emotional insights, when they emerged from behind his pragmatic facade, were often profound, revealing the weight of the burdens he carried and the constant inner battle between the man he was and the soldier he needed to be. What then can we take from this fresh perspective on Captain America? The Ultimate version provided a mirror to a generation of readers who grew up questioning authority, who understood that good intentions didn't always lead to perfect outcomes, and who appreciated heroes who felt more grounded in their own complex reality. He reminded us that heroism isn't confined to idealism. Sometimes it's about enduring the dirt, making the difficult calls, and never losing sight of the fundamental mission, even when the path forward is anything but clear. He showed us that dedication to justice can take many forms, and sometimes the most effective form is the one that is willing to bend, to adapt, to become pragmatic, without ever truly breaking its core commitment to protecting the innocent. Ultimately, Steve Rogers of Earth 1610 offered a compelling answer to a crucial question. What if Captain America had to grow up all over again in a world that had lost much of its innocence? His journey invited us to consider that true strength isn't just about sticking to principles, but about applying them wisely and forcefully in a world that often demands difficult choices. He redefined justice not as an absolute ideal, but as a dynamic, evolving pursuit in a gray world. Thank you for joining me on this thoughtful exploration of Earth 1610's Captain America. What are your reflections on Ultimate Cap? Do you feel his pragmatic approach offered a more compelling take on the character? Or do you prefer the unwavering idealism of his classic counterpart? I invite you to share your thoughts and perspectives in the comments below. Your insights always add so much to our shared understanding.